Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we will be working on a Volkswagen 2.5 and I'm going to show you how to change the vacuum pump on this without removing the transmission or unbolting it in any way. The service manual says that to remove this vacuum pump here, because of that stud for the brindle switch, you must remove the transmission to replace this vacuum pump, and it calls for, I believe, a little over 6 hours. But you don't have to do that, and I'll show you how today. And this is your part number from the dealer for your new vacuum pump. Now to start this project, remove your engine cover and your intake air filter box and all the hoses associated with it down to your throttle body. Leave the throttle body on. Then remove your battery tray, and on the back of the battery tray is a piece of plastic that holds that module in the lower left corner. Remove it, and then you'll have this. Then you'll want to remove this cable, pry it off, two 13mm bolts here, this 13mm nut, two 10s here, and then once you have those off, you can remove the cable bracket right here. And once you have that off, you have a 24mm nut right here holding the whole switch down, and then you can remove the entire switch assembly. Once you have that switch out of the way, you'll be left with something looking like this. Then you need to remove these 4 T25 screws, and then holding it on are two T30s here, and on this left side you're going to find a 10mm and a T30, and you'll need to remove both of them to be able to move this bracket out of your way. And then once you move the bracket out of the way, you'll be left with something that looks like this. And then here is where the trick comes in of how to get this out without touching the transmission. You see, the stud here is what's in the way, and this is why they want you to unbolt the transmission. But the trick is you can actually put it up into that cavity on the left. And one thing to remember here is the orientation of the pump line right there, because you'll need to put it back in that same orientation when you reinstall the pump. Now to remove this pump, you'll need to reach around both sides to be able to grab it pretty good, and I was able to put my left hand on the very back of that side and then grab the vacuum tubes over on the right side and wiggle the pump out. And then once you get it out, you're going to want to kind of rotate it out until you can get it to start flipping, and you want to flip it inside of that stud, and then it will flip right on out. Just wiggle it around until you can get it to slide on out, and it'll kind of pop over, and then just like that you can rotate it right on out. Now at this point, it's important to note that you need to clean this entire area, and then that surface there against the block where the new gasket's going to go needs to be completely clean and dry for when you reinstall the new pump. I put some rags over it to keep the area clean. That way I wouldn't contaminate the new pump as I went to install it. Then you'll need to take your brand new pump and remove the front case off of it and get it ready to be installed. And just like that, it's in. No transmission removal needed. You just saved yourself hours of heartache and many, many McDonald's dinners. You're welcome. Now, before everybody gets back to their busy lives, please be sure to remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and feel free to support me in whichever way you feel is appropriate.